Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Diablo 3 Hardcore with the Demon Hunter. As always, this is Josh, and I am ready to take on Zoltan Kuhl in his archives. And I've actually been doing a little bit of, I've did some salvaging and created some new chest armor, and I actually came across this. So this is going to give me a little more life like I've been wanting. Plus magic find is always good, so go ahead and put that on. Let's see what it looks like here. Look pretty cool. Cormac, get out of the way. Awesome. Alright, so let's salvage those now. And throw them in the stash. I think we're good to go. So, I'm right at the entrance over the northern end of the Desolate Sands. So, let's head in.
Here is the entrance to my archives. Let me activate the portal.
Okay, so we've got our ticket inside. Let's go.
I had to build all of this for my research and my experiments. The Black Soul Stone was a complicated creation. I sacrificed much to make it.
So this area is, again, kind of typical of Act 2 for Diablo. This is one of my coolest effects. I love that. Very similar to when you're going after Horizon the Summoner in Act 2 of Diablo 2.
I don't like the look of this place.
Got a lot of really cool effects and
seems a treacherous city. Could it all be the result of the
yeah, we've heard you say that, man. Look,
Leah.
Leah.
Looks like I got here just in time.
And the Emperor.
Emperor Hakan? What are you doing here?
Good, everyone's together. I came to tell you that I have found Belial, and I am ready to lead you to him.
Then the Lord of Lies will fall as soon as we recover the Black Soul Stone.
All well and good. But first, I will be made whole.
We're ready to do our part. Just you remember yours.
Okay, so let's see what Hakan has to say.
Have you discovered Belial's identity?
Yes, but we must be very careful. He has noticed your actions, and he grows nervous. You focus on the Soul Stone. We can confront Belial afterward.
Okay, so he's not going to just say, oh, it's this guy. He's just going to say, yeah, I know who he is.
Beyond these portals lie two relics that were once powered by my blood. Take the vials you recovered and use them to activate the relics.
I will stay here and prepare the ritual. Be careful.
Okay, so we've got these two portals off to the side. Once we get those, then we'll be able to go over there. So, let's go ahead through here. It's the unknown depths. Don't know how deep they are.
Angels are no better than demons. Did you know that they once voted on whether or not to eliminate all of mankind? Only one vote saved us from extinction.
He is the only one of them to care about us.
Yes, whatever else he may be, he is the aspect of justice, and there is no justice in murder.
So that's actually a true part of the lore. There was once a vote on whether or not humanity should be eliminated, because humanity was kind of a horrible thing to them at this point. They came about by the offspring of angels and demons. That's why the word Nephilim keeps getting thrown around.
monstrous creature.
And it came down to Tyrael, and he voted to spare humanity.
Bleed, you filth!
And that's why Imperius didn't like him very much. as you can see from that cutscene at the end of Act 1. That little hall that I just went down is kind of a random element of this type of level design. Has sort of elemental skeletal guardians, one type after another. I just thought that was a cool touch. Yeah, I thought I could sneak by there. I like the way the books actually flutter off of there. The music in here is actually one of my favorite parts of the soundtrack as well. It's a really cool area. Those in the background. Thought this was a really good, really well designed area. And again, like I said, it really evokes memories of the pretty much the same point of progression in Act 2 in Diablo 2. You're heading toward the final area, and you have to go through this kind of MC Escher-like maze. This is a much more comprehensible version than the one in Act 2, or than the one in Diablo 2, because that one, they do some weird things, but they're limited by the fact that, you know, it was essentially still a 2D plane, but they messed with three-dimensional level design, and it was really, really odd. Those of you who played it, you know what I'm talking about, especially if you had a class with any kind of ranged aspect to it. You could do some weird things on the levels that kind of overlapped one another. See what this tome is. Nah, we'll do without the XP. These little gates, they prevent, as you'll see, I can't shoot through them. So it kind of sucks for me. I also can't leap through them, apparently. So I do have to come in here.
You want more?
Okay. So those can be a little perilous. I want to try and play as smart as I can around those gates. And I can use them to my advantage as well. That's a little easier to do with a melee class. So let's check up this way.
Darkness awaits you.
Skeletal Guardians actually put out a surprising amount of damage if you're not careful. I thought I was going to be able to hit both of them. Oh, we actually picked the right path.
I could have helped all men become Nephilim and ushered in a golden age. But my Herodic brothers could not accept man's true destiny.
Part of the reason for that he's talking about is the Herodrum were partially created by Tyrael. So, you know, they didn't want to... For one, I mean, Cool's obviously a creepy guy. It never seems like a good idea to trust him. But two, you know, they didn't want to turn their back on Tyrael. You know, he defied his own kind just to help humans. They had no real reason to. So they didn't want to say, you know, fuck you, man.
The Lord
wanna hang out with
of
this
Lies
creepy
is as
guy.
cunning as he is vile. We'll need to use our wits to defeat him.
I am no stranger to deception. We shall not be taken off guard.
Indeed. We will be ready for whatever tricks he has prepared for us.
Let's check out this book.
We will seal the shadow locks with vials of his blood, and we will hide the blood in the desert under eternal guard. I can only hope that the world does not forget of Kul's evil, and his blood remains undisturbed beneath the shifting sands.
So, we're pretty much going against what they worked so hard to do. Oh well. Let's put his blood on the lock, activates it, which looks pretty cool. So the lock is now opened. Let's go back to the terminus, and then we'll go over into the storm halls. And this is really just more of the same.
Sweet revenge!
Got some different enemy types in here. A lot of times you do come across kind of shadowy things. Or no, that's... never mind. I'm thinking of later. Oh, that was beautiful. I love multi-shot. One of my favorite abilities. I think I mentioned that in my original video where I went over all the classes. As you can tell, the movement is definitely key to survival, with especially with the Demon Hunter. It's your primary defense. Part of the reason I think I'm able to enjoy hardcore a little more than the regular game is just because of the fact that I am starting over. You know, I don't have massive resources available to me. I don't have every gem of the highest grade imaginable. My Jewel Crafter and Blacksmith aren't fully upgraded to level 10. I've got to earn everything again. My stash is small. All that. I have some sense of progress other than my own character. Not to mention the fact that I am constantly terrified. Which, for some reason, I enjoy. Overall, I'm really happy I had the chance to do this. I could have done it always, anyway, but I always had in the back of my head that I wanted to save hardcore for recording. It's kind of a masochistic way to do it, but whatever. Let's see if I've gotten lucky and picked the right way yet again. Certainly is a long haul. Multi-shot. Overpowered.
We all agree that
oh wow,
the
I did.
end times are upon us. But do you truly believe that Belial and Asmodan could have engineered these events?
There are no others who would put us in such peril.
Zoltankul's actually hinting at something that's pretty interesting there. Who do you think is really behind all this, is basically what he's saying. Do you think these primevals are guiding you around for some purpose of theirs, or something else going on. Now those guys, the one that I just killed there, you may have noticed I stopped firing after a certain amount of time. You gotta watch them because they do have missile reflection. It's especially bad for the Demon Hunter. Okay. I do want to take a look at that rare shield that I found because it could be very, very good for Cormac. Low block chance. No, that's actually not something I want, which is kind of sad. It's the fate of a lot of shields, really, in this game. Most of them have a fairly low block chance. You want to go for that 20%. Oh well. Let's go ahead and unlock this. And let's listen to the Hunter's Journal.
Try as we might, Ghoul simply cannot be killed. His cursed blood sustains him. He bleeds sand and his laughter mocks us. There is only one course of action left to us. We will separate his body and his head, and hide the body within the Shadow Realm.
So now you can see how he ended up in the state he was in when we met him, so to speak. They couldn't find a way to keep the man dead. So they just got all old school on him and took him apart and spread the pieces around. Oh, really? I thought that was going to hit them. Okay, and we got level 24. Thunderball for Bola Shot. Ball Lightning for Elemental Arrow. Hell yes, boy. Equilibrium for Strafe. Thunderball is something I'm going to have pretty much for the rest of this playthrough, I'd say. So let's go ahead and go to Elemental Arrow, or Ball Lightning, rather. Basically, the way this works now, instead of it being that quick moving, and I'll show you again. So, you know, that's Elemental Arrow as it is now. If we change this to Ball Lightning, then...
Still waiting.
I'll stop. Come on, there. Then you can see it becomes a slow-moving ball of lightning. And that's going to actually electrocute everything near it, not just what it touches. And, you know, still going to do 155% weapon damage. It's just a hugely, massively damaging skill, especially against big targets, because it can hit them multiple times. So let's go ahead and get out of here. And pretty much immediately going to be making use of Ball Lightning. So let's go ahead and go into the Realm of Shadow. This is what I was talking about earlier when I said that we're going to see some kind of shadowy things here. This is one of the creepier levels in the game, actually.
Let us be done with this.
The Horadrim did all this to lock my body away. They must have been very angry with me.
You betrayed them all. Of course you were imprisoned.
They were never very imaginative.
So obviously the weakness to Thunderball is fast-moving targets. But that's why I've got things like Hungering Arrow and Multi-Shot and Rapid Fire. But slow-moving big targets, Thunderball will eat them up. It's going to be especially useful against the final boss of Act 2.
want more?
Okay, let's head up this way.
You won't survive that.
Not really worried about the next boss we've got coming up. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Movement is really... It's helpful, but it's not as vital to survival as the final boss of Act 2 is going to be.
That was just a taste.
Oh, the power of multi-shot, I tell you. Okay, so we've explored a good chunk. Hopefully there's nothing up here. Let's head down this way.
Bleed, you filth.
Missile reflection. There, it's off now. Moving a little too fast for that to be really effective. Okay, so I guess we know where we need to go now. It's going to be up here. I should have known from seeing that little corner there. Honestly, we're a little high level already, but that's a good thing in hardcore. So I was thinking about that earlier. It's like, man, you know, I still feel like I want to level up some. Okay, I'm not pressing shift. Thank you. Yeah, I still feel like I want to level up some just because I'm nervous. But there's really no need. I just need to get it over with, and then I'll be relatively less stressed. So I would say, I mean, the end of Act 2 is probably the point I am most worried about.
You won't survive that.
As far as losing my character goes. After that... After that would probably be Iswell. Yeah, I'd say that would be my next scariest thing. Other than that, I think I'm fine. See it go out and come back to him. That made me happy. Oh, missile reflection. Now. We got a fortune shrine here. Gonna be about half worn off by the time we get to anything.
You won't survive that.
just gonna send him everywhere. Why not? Okay, so clearly this is gonna be the right path. There's actually a spot coming up immediately soon here that may be a little tricky. Every once in a while it gets kind of hairy.
That was a worthy foe. Glory.
And I'm just not gonna be able to save some of them. Just in case I need to back up. I don't know how close it's gonna be. I'll probably be fine.
Darkness awaits you.
But as I'm sure you've noticed by now, every time we get a piece of Zoltan Cool, something seems to pop out to try and kill us. And when we finally get his body, well, it's slightly more formidable than the other ones.
There is no sun in this world. I can feel it. Outside these walls is a land of eternal night.
Alright, so here, you can see the two shades there. So you may recognize those from good old Captain Dalton. Okay, so yeah, they're pretty weak and normal. It's been a while since had to fight these guys on normal difficulty. Oh, stay away from the explosion, Josh. Alright. Let's go ahead and take these. I think I accidentally grabbed... yeah. Okay. That is going to be really good for good old Cormac to have. Yeah, let's get rid of that.
Excellent.
10.49 damage. Good lord, sir. You're a monster. Should really try and find him. He's always going to suck. I don't know why I'm agonizing over that. So let's go ahead and take Cool's body.
You do not trust me. I understand. But we are more alike than you know. We have both tasted what it is to be Nephilim. Join with me, and we can become the masters of this world.
I cannot join with someone I cannot trust. Be silent.
I love the laughter. Alright, let's take this last journal here. And nothing will happen. Glorious. Alright, well. I don't know, maybe we already got it? I don't know. Either way, not too important. Let's go ahead back to the Terminus. And talk to Leah.
I have Cool's body.
Then let me begin the ritual. But I'm warning you, Cool. You'd better not cross us.
You are surrounded by deceit, young one. I am the least of your concerns. Concentrate, Leah. Soon now. Just a bit longer. Just a moment. Almost. Yes. My blood thunders within me. This fetid air fills my ravaged lungs. I am alive again.
You're welcome.
Don't forget your part of the deal, Cool. Give us the Soul Stone.
Very well. The bargain stands. Quickly, to my sanctum.
This is the best laugh yet. Alright, so Cool's sanctum is in this sand pit here. So, let's go ahead into the Soulstone chamber. there it is.
At long last, I can complete my life's work. All will tremble at my power.
What a shock!
What is this? How has this happened? The souls of the dead lords of hell have been absorbed into the stone. Abandon your quest, Nephilim. Your allies seek only to control you. With the power I offer, you and I could rule over all creation.
You are mad, Cool. Give me the stone, or I will destroy you.
Cool story, bro. So yeah, like I said, I wasn't really worried about that boss. But he did drop some decent stuff. Probably don't have room. Oh, I had room. So let's take a look while I explain a couple things that happened there. So Cool was pretty surprised by what he found when he started doing stuff with the Black Soulstone. He said the dead lords of hell were absorbed into it. Diablo 2, you managed to destroy Mephisto, Diablo, and if you got the expansion, Baal. Well, sort of. But anyway, somehow their souls wound up in that soulstone, which is odd. And at that point, he immediately
Have been triggered.
click that.
It seems my brothers have finally come looking for me. Damn them. I am not ready. Too much of my power is invested in the stone's creation. I must finish it. The future of mankind depends on it.
So yeah, at that point, he immediately says, "Look, the people who are sending you on this shit, they're manipulating you. You need to work with me. We'll clear this shit out. We'll rule the world." You're like, "No, you're evil." So yeah, set up here. Just take a look at what he had. He had a circle. Okay, so let's go up to the Black Soulstone and end this.
Five lords of hell now reside within this stone. This was your doing, Adria.
20 years ago, during the darkening of Tristram, Cain told me of Zoltan Kuhl's profane soulstone.
That's why you left me. You went to mark the demon's souls so that they could be drawn into Kuhl's vessel.
Yes, my daughter. I have sacrificed everything for this.
So that's what he was talking about. It turns out Adria was behind it. She had purposely drawn all of the evil souls into the stone. Why? Who knows? I think within the patch it was changed. Yeah, before you couldn't actually town portal out of here. Now you can. So let's go ahead and talk to Adria.
What shall we do after Belial and Asmodan are trapped within the Soulstone?
Then I will shatter it, and the lords of hell will be no more.
Okay. So that's our plan. Let's go ahead and talk to Leah.
We've got to reach the Emperor. He said he can lead us to Belial.
Are you certain we can trust the child?
We have no choice. But know this, if Belial gets desperate, he will unleash hell upon Chaldeum.
So before we face him, we must evacuate the citizens. The Iron Wolves can help.
Of course. Let's get going.
Okay. So next time we are going to evacuate the people of Chaldeum and take on Belial. So here we go. This is going to be the final episode of Act 2, next one. And hopefully it is not the final episode for this character. Thank you guys very much for watching. Until then, take care.